Thank you for talking with us. Could I start by asking you, what are the leadership roles that you have?
All right. Thank you, Kevin. I mean, I'm honored to be interviewed. I think I'm still learning when it comes to leadership. At present, I am the Deputy Dean for the undergraduate study at the Faculty of Medicine, Museum Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, which is the oldest university, the oldest medical school in Malaysia. I've been in this role since March 2021. And before that, I was the head of the Department of Pediatrics at the same university from 2016 to 2021. Along the way, I've also been the president of the Asia Pacific Pediatric Endocrine Society from 2018 to 2020, as well as the president of the Malaysian Pediatric Association from 2017 to 2019. So there's quite a number of things that overlap during that period of time. Yeah.
You have some very impressive credentials, Yazid. Thank you. You mentioned just at the beginning there about how we're still learning, so which I totally agree with. In fact, I think as I get older, I've got more to learn than perhaps what I was aware of when I was younger. So what do you value most in leadership? What to you is important about being a leader?
I think to me, when it comes to be a leader, first is that you put everybody else on top of what your needs is. Basically, you want to bring all of them together with you to succeed, right? So you are not looking at just yourself in terms of meeting your KPIs. You want everybody to come together with you and build the, as I mentioned, I've been in a few different societies and departments, and now I'm at the faculty. So I would like to see my colleagues, my juniors and my seniors to come together to build up the department and succeed. And you know, I mean, one of the things that I remember when I was the head of Department of Pediatrics, I mean, in pediatrics, in my department, when it comes to research, when it comes to publications, we are one of the departments that sit at the tail end compared to, you know, other departments. So the first thing that I have to show people is that we can do this as a department, and to show that in order for me to show that everybody can do this, I also have to show what I can do. So I start working with many other people from other departments to come up with ways to do research and to publish and all that. And along the way, connect all the different specialty in my department, the subspecialty, to work together, to also work with other departments. Because I think we have so much of clinical work. And if we were to do it alone, on our own, by ourselves, you can't go very far with the time limitation that you have. So you need to work with others, and that's what I've shown. And the good thing is that after just a few years, we managed to really push ourselves. Now at least we are more towards the upper half when it comes to publications and research, you know, in terms of comparing to the other departments in the faculty. So something that I'm proud of, and I can see that that itself also helps my juniors to come up in terms of their ladder, in terms of their level of their, you know, level of their, what you call this, job, from just a lecturer to a senior lecturer to associate professors and all that. So I think identifying the so-called hidden talent that your people have, actually one of the things that a leader should have, and the leader should be sincere enough to bring everyone together, not just for himself, but more of bringing the whole department together and then show that everyone can do. And one of the things that I actually did is actually every 3 months, I put up those who actually publish and those who actually, this is the gratitude that you have to make sure that these people get whatever that they need to get, right? Yeah, you cannot just get them to do things and not say thank you and not thank them, you see. And yeah, I think to me, it's very important to do that and to communicate with everyone. So I know in the early phase, we have a lot of difficulties. We are so engrossed with our clinical work, but as we go along, meeting other people, then we start seeing other people coming to us to have some research done. And along the way, I think we managed to go international. So we have companies, pharma companies that come and look for us to do research. And I can say that my team, especially my pediatrics endocrinology, diabetes, has been doing very well. And my department as a whole is doing well with that. And we have been able to even publish in good journal. And I've been involved in a New England Medicine journal in terms of looking at the new treatment for type 2 diabetes children and all that. So all this actually create more positive vibes, I would say, that people are now, try to push themselves to be at a higher level than where they were before.
Yes, that's very interesting. I think the challenge for many of us in pediatrics is the clinical work there's a high load with it, and it's very hard to be competitive on the research side, which is part of our academic mission. So what you've outlined is a number of strategies that you've used to raise the profile of research and hence raise the profile of your department. You've also talked about quite a few of the principles of leadership, which are very admirable. So just following up on that, I know you've covered some of this already, but what do you think are the key attributes of a good leader?
Okay, I mean, for that, I would say integrity, or be sincere. A leader should be sincere on whatever that the leader is doing, and have integrity and really hold on to that with the aim of bringing everyone together. So, and then at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of work, as you mentioned, a lot of clinical work, a lot of other things, because we are in university. So you have to run the medical center, you have to run the academic work, you have to run research and do publications. There's a lot of things going on. And because of that, you need to be able to identify good leaders in all those different areas and delegate them. I mean, being able to see everything in the whole picture delegate them and talk to them. You do not want to give and delegate things to people who do not want to do it, right? You want to really find the niche, find the best people to lead that different section so that everyone is happy. And the thing is that with a department, you need to make everyone rise. I mean, sometimes when certain people just do the academic work and they don't publish, they are just there, they are left behind. And those people who do research and publish can rise because it's what the university look for, all right? And to publish in academic kind of, all this, the learning process and the academic based journal is not easy, and people don't really write very well. I mean, I'm talking about us in the Asia, in Kuala Lumpur. we don't usually write very well. We have to really put together a lot of effort for us to write. So when you manage to get everyone together and really mold and help out and show the way to do it and find all the others from outside, from external that can come in and help. I think that's something that a leader should have to build everyone in that department, not just for himself.
It is about leadership, which is supporting others and not just yourself. That's right. And none of us like leaders who are just about themselves. They just don't succeed, do they? But there's a challenge because you've also got to perform well as an academic.
Exactly.
So it's a challenge.
Yes.
What advice would you give to a younger pediatrician thinking about getting involved in leadership? What suggestions, what advice would you have for them?
Okay. As I mentioned, I'm still learning. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from everybody else, the more senior people. So, I mean, I would say that for those who are aiming to be leaders, I think, as I mentioned a few times before, you have to be truthful to yourself. You have to be sincere on what you want to do and where you want to bring your colleague. You have to sacrifice, definitely. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time there that you actually need to sacrifice for your department, for your society, rather than just for yourself. And with all those sacrifices that you make, the time that you spend, and what I would say, whatever that you want to do, you have to have a good aim. Where do you want to be at a certain point in time? And I can just give you an example of what I did to one of the society. Both society, basically. For both society, I've been there for a few years as a committee. Then I noticed that people are not going to our webpage. People are not, visiting our webpage. And one of the things that I noticed is that it's difficult to find things in the webpage. And what I did on the first meeting as the president at that time was that to get everyone to just go to our webpage and find one thing that I told them to find. And it took a long time for even the committee member to find the things. And I told them, see, this is something that we need to work on our webpage. And on that day itself, we actually allocate a group of people who wants to run the webpage, who we actually find a different vendor to run the webpage. And after that, everybody is just looking, and every month we see the visits is just increasing and increasing, and something of that sort that sometimes people don't see, but a small thing that we think that is small can give you a big thing, if it is done properly, systematically. I like to look at things systematically and have flows. And now at the faculty, everything has to have a flow. How the student can reach you. How can we smoothen or simplify all these things rather than needing a few different steps to just get to the deputy dean. There need to be a direct way, that kind of thing. So system-wise has to be good as well, I would say.
Yes, I heard you mention about being a bit patient, letting people get to the website, and just took some time. And I think that having some patience is important. But I think your other comment about organisation and structure and systems. You know, these are such complex roles, aren't they? And many of us wear so many different hats and doing so many different things all at once that if you don't have organisation and structure, then you just fall apart. So I totally agree. I think that's a very helpful comment. Yazid, is there anything else that you wanted to say that you feel you haven't had a chance to say, just about leadership in general? Any other comments you've got?
I would also like to mention that as a leader, you have to have empathy. You have to know your colleague. You have to know your people. And you have to know everyone do have some issues along the way, right? And not everyone is at the same page with you all the time. A good communication do help, and try not to, sometimes we are, we don't have time. We want to just write on emails. Whatever that you write on paper is not the same as when you communicate. Right? It's important for you to communicate. Even online like this, it's more, you actually get more rather than what you put on paper. Sometimes people can just interpret it differently when it is on paper, despite you having the intention to do good. People may have a different kind of connotation of what you mentioned. So it's important to have that empathy, to communicate well, to always encourage people to work together, and as well as respect everyone. I think those are important things.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier about integrity, etc. So, and sincerity is important qualities also. Absolutely agree. I think those are fundamental, aren't they, to good leadership? Yazid, thank you so very much. It's great having you on board. It's great having you as part of iParla. You have so much to offer, and we're very grateful to you, and consider it a great honour to be able to talk with you and work with you. So thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Kevin. I look forward working with you and learning from you and all the other leaders in this iParla. Yes, looking forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yazid.